Good morning to all the jury members. The title of our project is Smart Way to Dispose Household Waste Through Intelligent Dustbin, that is InBin. The project associates are M. Nitin Rajendra, Rakesh L, Padigi Vinusha. Project ID is PROJ Gen 40. These are some of the contents that we'll be discussing throughout the presentation. The problem statement. According to Central Pollution Control Board 2019, the metro cities in India, an individual produces about 0.8 kgs of waste per capita per day, and MSW in India, that is the municipal solid waste, typically consists of 51% organic waste and 17% recyclable and 21% inert waste and 11% hazardous waste. The waste generated in urban India is about 69 million tons annually, out of which 14 million tons, that is approximately 20%, is treated. And when you put insight into the compost that is generated from the waste is about 5 lakh ton, but the actual potential is 18 lakh ton. And also the electricity that is produced is 88.4 megawatt, but actual potential is 511 megawatt. And urban India is world's third largest garbage generator. India generates about 1.6 lakh ton of solid waste per day, and it is expected to increase by 70% to 2.7 lakh ton in 2050. This is the MSW classification, and recently its definition or the term has changed due to the revoking of construction and solid waste from the municipal solid waste, and some of the classifications are listed. On the right hand side, we can see the municipal solid waste management or the waste processed in various states across India, and it shows the bottom 10 states and top 10 states, and it also gives a idea about the daily waste generated, that's 1.5 lakh metric tons, out of which 25% is treated. We would like our product to step in here and increase the waste processed rather than the waste being dumped. So what is abstract? Traditionally, the household waste, whatever is there, now it is being currently divided or segregated into two parts. One is the dry waste, which goes into a conventional bin, and some people prefer indoor composting, so they take compost bin and compost, and some people don't prefer, so they directly dump it into a regular bin itself. So what is our bin, that is the intelligent bin, is going to do is the segregated waste, whatever is there, wet waste and dry waste. So the basically wet waste consists of biodegradable waste, which will be shredded and it will be converted into compost with reduced amount of time. And the dry waste, it will be shredded and it will be converted into pellets called the refuse derived pellets or the refuse derived fuel pellets. So let us look into the conventional waste disposal. So the wet waste, when you do it into a compost bin, then the time required for composting is about 6 weeks. And if you want to store it, means when you go for a longer duration of time, then it starts releasing odor, awful odor. And the dry waste, it occupies a lot of space, but when you look at the volume that it is occupied is less, because there will be a lot of voids. And storing of the dry waste for a long time requires more space in the bin. This typically happens because there is lack of efficiency of collection of garbage in many of the metro cities and villages in India. The objectives are of our project is to design an intelligent dustbin and to reduce the time of composting, and also to reduce the smell of biodegradable that it's creating, designing and fabricating the plunger for the compression of the RDF pellets, and complete automation of the in-bin. These are some of the materials and methods that we have utilized during our experiments. One is the cocoa peat, the vegetable waste, the jaggery that was used as a substitute for carbon, dry leaves as well, that is as well as used as a carbon substitute, a container for performing the composting experiments, compost maker to enhance the composting process, the shredder and the motor. This is the design of the proposed in-bin model. So here you have two inlets. One is the dry leaves and the cocoa peat or you can use a jaggery for the substitute of carbon. Here are the Arduino components and motors. Here is the biodegradable waste and combustible input. And here we have the shredder that will be placed. So, and here is the level indicators and various sensors that we'll be utilizing, and I will go through the various sensors in detail in the further slides. Sorry. And this is the plunger that will be used for the compression of the shredded waste in the dry waste, and this is the agitator. So agitator will mix all the compost or during the compost, so to monitor the composting and for further aeration and to increase the porosity we utilize an agitator. This is a pellet outtake. Once the pellet is ready you can outtake, and the compost outtake as well, and if there is any excess liquid present in the biodegradable waste then that will be out from this point. So presently we are going to fabricate intelligent dustbin of pilot scale model. So these are some of the dimensions, and we are utilizing materials of construction is 3 mm stainless steel, which is having a capacity of 1 kilo of waste in each of the compartments. So FC28 moisture sensor, this is one of the component that will be utilizing to monitor the composting process. Traditional composting method, what happens is there is no monitoring that is being going on. So we would like to put in some automation and fix this sensor, and along with one more sensor to monitor the composting process. So we have tried to simulate this FC28 moisture sensor. That is FC28 moisture sensor was connected to an Arduino board using jumper wires with the help of breadboard. So this is typically the simulation picture which depicts all the connections, and the simulation code that we ran for FC28 moisture sensor, that is typically we inputted the sensor, so it will start reading the sensor value. Then we gave an arbitrary value as 550. This value is to just depict the atmospheric moisture content. So we gave, just for simulation, we gave an arbitrary value as 550, and 550 will be our later on. After that it will calculate whatever the moisture present excess of 550, and it will give in terms of percentage. The DHT11 sensor, so this is also simulated. So DHT11 sensor is typically to maintain or to indicate the temperature and humidity levels in the particular compost pile. So the Arduino Uno was used to simulate DHT11 sensor, which is connected to a breadboard in turn to the Arduino Uno board using again help of jumper wires. This was similarly run as the previous FC28 moisture sensor. So this is also same. Here we don't need to include any arbitrary value. Directly it will display the humidity and the temperature using the suitable units, that is degrees Celsius and percentage. Then we tried to simulate all the components required for automation. That is servo motors. Then we have some transistors, LCD screen, some of the sensors, and using Arduino Mega board. Coming to the results and discussion. So trial one, we did the conventional composting process, which basically does in the household, every household. So we took transparent container. Then we added waste, one layer of waste, and one layer of dry leaves, as well as compost maker to enhance the composting process, which regularly they give with the user manual. So we followed the procedure, and we have added waste up till 1 week using the same procedure. One layer waste, one layer dry waste, sprinkle some amount of about 10 grams of compost maker. Then after 1 week, you can see the compost was like this. Then in the second week it became like this. At the end of third week, we saw the formation of maggots. So this is what every typical household gives feedback, saying that there were formation of small white insects, that are the maggots. But at the end of 6th week, we mixed with cocoa peat, and it was ready as a compost. But there were the formation of maggots, which is really bad because it start giving foul odor. And trial 2, we performed an anaerobic composting where we took waste, compost maker. So in anaerobic composting, as the word suggests, we completely sealed. Once we added the waste, we completely sealed and no mixing was taking place. So no aeration was there. Waste and compost maker, we added one layer of waste, that is typically 1 kilo of waste, and 10 to 20 grams of compost maker for 1 week, and we completely sealed it. At the starting of third week, we could see that first 2 weeks, first week or the initially whatever we added, those waste started degrading already. And at the end of third week, we could see almost 3-4 layers were completely degraded. We added cocoa peat, and finally the compost was ready. And I also forgot to mention that the waste that we added here was shredded before adding using the shredder and the motor. And trial 3, we performed the aerobic composting, in which we completely allowed air. The container was drilled with some of the holes so that air could pass in and pass out. Here waste was again shredded and added with the help of jaggery. This time we used the carbon substitute as jaggery. There we used compost maker and dry leaves. Here we used only jaggery, and we used some amount of dry leaves as well. At the second week, you can see the compost like this. At the starting of third week, sorry, starting of third week, we could see the compost was full, the bin was full, and the end of third week, we could see the reduction in volume, which indicates that composting was taking place and it has almost crossed the maturation phase. At the end of third week, we mixed it with cocoa peat and we finally obtained the final compost. Now we did, based on the studies from the composting process, we drew some conclusions from aerobic and anaerobic. So in aerobic, sufficient quantity of oxygen or air can enter the compost pile. Whereas in anaerobic, what happens is you must ensure there is very limited amount of oxygen. So if there is space for small amount of oxygen also, due to the compost maker that we have added, it enhances the formation of larva, which in turn gives the chances of rising of maggots, which again gives you a very awful odor. Here the leachate was not observed throughout the period of composting, but leachate was observed on the day addition of waste to the compost pile in the anaerobic composting. Sorry. The foul odor is not observed during the composting process of aerobic, but the foul odor during the discharge of leachate was observed in the anaerobic. So what is the societal relevance of our project? So reduction in the area of landfill. So when most of the waste is processed at an household scale, there will be less amount of waste that will be going into the landfill. So thereby we are reducing the area of landfill, and by the production of RDF through the dry or the combustible waste, we are giving away energy to the country by the generation of refuse derived fuel. It is also an eco-friendly process, and it is very easy to maintain and use product. Safety is at most taken because once it is in a household scale, the kids or the small children who are there, they can easily play around or they can mess around with it. But the blades, everything are kept in a lower level and the input is at a higher level, so the safety is at utmost precaution. And reduction in manual intervention, so here the person has to just dump the segregated waste in different compartments. Rest everything the product does. So there will be reduction in the conclusions. The compost was ready within 3 weeks, avoided formation of maggots, and reduced leachate formation as well, both in aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic composting, based on the results and discussion, we came to a conclusion that this is more suitable at a household scale. And the codes for DHT11 and FC28 sensors were successfully simulated. The materials for plunger and the materials of construction for the exterior cabinet of the bin are procured, and it's given for fabrication. What are our future works? So we need to test our chemical analysis of the compost. Then the pilot scale, which is already given for fabrication, that has to be brought out, and we have to incorporate all the codes for all the various powder dispensing maybe, or the sensors, and integrate everything into a single mount processor and put it in. Preliminary strategy. Preliminary strategy starts off with the pricing. So based on the listed down item, cost of per unit of in-bin comes out to 8,000 rupees. How do we promote? We promote through exhibition, digital marketing, awareness programs, and we pitch our idea to various funding agencies, business plan contest, e-summits, and distribution of the finished good to the industry. So how is it industrially applicable? So there is a drastic decline in the RDF industries in India because at a larger scale they're facing the energy input is not equal to the energy output, or it is less than what the energy input. So by this, at an household scale, when you are creating an RDF pellet, it will be industrially useful. So at an industrial scale, it will be a big hit. Then the supply of RDF directly to the waste to energy treatment plant will also bridge the chain between a household and an industry, and directly it can be used as a fuel to the cementines or to the production of electricity, or to the production of electricity, and compost to the agriculture sector. Whatever the compost that is being generated, it can be used in a household scale for a garden purpose, or it can be used to the agriculture industry as well. And it will also create a demand for cocoa peat and jaggery. Industrial sustainability, how the industry will sustain. So as long as there is agriculture sector, compost produced from the in-bin can be supplied to various argo industries, and it will be useful for them. So until there is human sector, the key parameter is the waste generation, where uh, during the lifelong of a human there will be generation of waste, so this industry will be sustained. There will always be a uniform. So in B2B we are selling RDF to the respective industries, and large size products to city corporations, apartments, and larger communities. B2C is business to customers, that is we have categorized into three. lower middle class, upper middle class, elite society. So the lower middle class will have a standard product with all the basic features that we proposed. For the upper middle class, we would like to add on some of the products with like slots for hazardous and inert waste, which are not included in the standard model. And for the elite society, we would like to visit the place compactable. So target group of customers is B2C. So we are selling RDF to the respective industries. Product, large size product to city corporations, apartments, and larger communities. Business to customer is we have categorized into three. One is the lower middle class, upper middle class, and elite society. So lower middle class will get standard and with all the basic features we will put in that were proposed. And for the upper middle class, we would like to include some of the additional features such as hazardous and inert waste slots, which are not there in the basic or the standard product. For the elite society, we would add a customable design according to the space they have, the compactness of the model they need, or the bin they need. So those are the features that we would like to add to the elite society. And these are some of the references. Thank you.